is a stimulus update and daily news report. When it comes to fourth stimulus check, I'll give you the latest news with updates and articles there. When it comes to the child tax credit, stimulus alert: is the future of child tax credit in danger of massive reduction? With student loan forgiveness, we finally heard word from the Secretary of Education, the guy President Biden was supposed to reach out to about whether or not President Biden could cancel student loans via executive order. I'll let you know what he said. When it comes to the Build Back Better plan, looks like Democrats are making huge strides this week, and this is supposed to be the week that it all gets done. And Wednesday is a big day. I'll give you the video clip on that. And when it comes to Kyrsten Sinema listening to Elizabeth Warren, I'm going to play you the video clip from Elizabeth Warren responding to Kyrsten Sinema of the big package and where we stand with the package moving forward. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced update, hit the like button down below. So fourth stimulus check update. Only this group of people would get new $1,400 checks. These articles are constantly coming out. This one came out yesterday, constantly coming out on a daily basis for stimulus checks for seniors. So any senior collecting Social Security, they're trying to push for that $1,400 stimulus check. Unfortunately, no other categories of Social Security, whether that be SSDI, like disability, veterans, no other groups are getting as much lobbying and promotion for stimulus checks as seniors are. Let me know down in the comments below, should other groups get it? Should there be the general stimulus check? Should someone push for that? So in terms of the general fourth stimulus check for the $2,000 per month to every American at change.org, currently at 2,938,000 signatures so far, and we still haven't heard whether or not that's going to be in any future package. It's not in the current package. The current package might split in two, and then the 2022 package may potentially have something later on, especially with inflation rising and a lot of higher costs for people who have fixed income and are very much in need. When it comes to student loan forgiveness, so despite ongoing forgiveness talks, student loan borrowers should expect payments to resume coming from Cardona. So the federal student loan payment pause ends on January 31st, 2022. So if you have any federal student loans, no interest accumulated, no payments until January 31st. But what about student loan forgiveness? So this is coming from the Secretary of Education, Miguel Cardona, which is the guy who President Biden was supposed to reach out to and ask whether or not President Biden could cancel student loans at least up to $10,000 or $10,000 or more via executive order. We haven't heard anything from Miguel Cardona. The progressives have reached out and said, hey, President Biden, let us know by October 22nd if you could cancel student loans via executive order. That went completely silent. No word from President Biden, no word from progressives. So this is the only announcement we hear, which most likely means that we're not going to see any student loan forgiveness anytime soon, despite President Biden campaigning on the promise and not mentioning it ever since. So we still hear a lot of the politicians, Elizabeth Warren, Chuck Schumer, but none of that has resulted in any action in terms of student loan forgiveness. Let's go over this article right here. Stimulus alert: is the future of the child tax credit in danger of massive reduction? Possibly. So in terms of the child tax credit, currently it's at $250 to $300 per month. It's going until December of 2021. So you still have a few more payments left of that. Then you get the other half, whether $1,500 or $1,800 when you do your taxes in 2022. Now, this may go on for another year. A lot of Democrats want it to go on until 2025. And some want it to go on permanently. Now, with Joe Manchin, who is the one who is reducing everything with the Build Back Better bill, making it go from 3.5 trillion, maybe down to 2 trillion, could be even lower. One of the things he wants to reduce is the child tax credit and put income limits and caps on it. So if that happens, that will dramatically reduce who is qualified for it. And it looks like the duration of it, like it was supposed to go on for 5 years originally. Now it looks like it's going down to a year. So that's what's going on with the child tax credit. We don't have any full details yet until the official bill is voted on and passed. So I'll keep you updated on that. Here, speaking of the big Build Back Better bill, here's the latest update with that.
Good morning, Andrea. Well, Democrats are hoping that this is going to be the week that their economic agenda finally comes to fruition. Lawmakers had set a soft target of October 31st to pass that bipartisan infrastructure bill and the social spending package. And a source told me that the House is aiming to vote on the infrastructure bill on Wednesday. That's the final step before it would go to the president's desk. However, that timing could easily slip if there's no agreement yet on the social spending package. When President Biden had breakfast at his home in Delaware yesterday with Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and moderate Senator Joe Manchin, the White House called it a productive discussion and said that they will stay in close touch. Now, among the outstanding items, a $150 billion program that pays utilities to convert to clean electricity. Manchin opposes this, but it accounts for roughly a third of the emissions reductions in the bill. There's also expanding Medicare to include dental benefits, a paid family leave program, the enhanced child tax credit, and of course, how to pay for it all. Now, Speaker Pelosi had indicated the new tax plan could come out today, though I am hearing that it may not actually happen until later this week. And guys, we'll get a better sense of where things stand once the Senate reconvenes this afternoon. Andrew.
Elon, we have been talking about that tax plan, as you know, all morning. Robert Frank was on, and then we had a little bit of a debate in the 6 o'clock hour about it. What's going to be the holdup in terms of between now and then? Are things going to change? Are things still shifting?
Yeah, well, certainly the trying to build that consensus around the billionaire tax plan is one of the sticking points in this. We know one of the problems is that Senator Sinema doesn't see any support for increasing a capital gains tax, and that's sort of what this might be. Over in the House side, the head of the Tax Writing Committee, Richie Neal, has proposed something very different, something more close to a true wealth tax. I think it's a 3% surtax on people with millionaires who have a certain level of income. And he's supported something like that because he says it is simpler than the plan that has come out of the Senate, who is the one that is really supporting this sort of unrealized gains for billionaires tax. So the legislative language around that's going to be really tricky to write. And so we will have to wait and see how that comes out of the Senate. But there's going to be a difficulty in getting both chambers and all Democrats in support of it because, as Robert's been pointing out, this is incredibly new. It would be a sea change in the way the IRS calculates income and what it considers as income. And a lot of Democrats just haven't thought deeply about this yet. So it's going to be coming at them at the last minute.
When it comes to moderates such as Sinema and Joe Manchin, looks like they're getting a lot of slack, getting a lot of publicity as well. So is Sinema ready to listen to Elizabeth Warren? Arizona Senator's hard lines could get Democrats to put new taxes on the mega rich. So Sinema right here, she doesn't want to tax the rich. Elizabeth Warren, who is a left-leaning Democrat, she really wants to tax the rich. Here's a video clip of Elizabeth Warren responding to Sinema and what's going to happen moving forward.
So I have to read you this headline that we have from Mother Jones, which I think is a great first question to you. And the headline is Sinema ready to listen to Elizabeth Warren? The Arizona senator's hard lines could get Democrats to put new taxes on the mega rich. So is Senator Sinema ready to listen to you? I know you've been meeting with each other.
So think of it this way. We're going to have to figure out how we pay for the things we want to do. Child care, home and community-based care, expanded health care, and a big thwack on climate crisis, fighting back. And the axis that I've been arguing for a long time now is to say we need a tax on the billionaires. We need a tax on the billionaire corporations that haven't been paying taxes. And we need to enable the IRS to go after the billionaire tax cheats. Those three things are how we can form the core of the revenues we need to be able to do the things we need to do for the American people. And I love it.
Okay, you love it. But I noticed that you didn't say whether Senator Sinema is listening to you, because clearly on one of those three things you mentioned, she isn't. She is dead set against raising the corporate income tax rate and raising individual rates. So are you ready to lose that battle?
No. Let me go back again and say it.
Okay.
What I'm talking about here is a tax on billionaires. It's not about raising the rates. Look at somebody like Jeff Bezos. What does he have in income? $83,000 a year. It's less than a Boston public school teacher. Raising the rate is not going to cause Jeff Bezos to pay a penny more. What we need is a tax that focuses on the wealth of the richest Americans. And that's what Senator Sinema and I have been talking about. Same sort of thing on corporations. It's not that I don't want to raise rates. We may have different views on raising rates, but listen to the heart of it. The heart of it is about making sure that the corporations who aren't paying anything, look at Amazon, declares $10 billion in book profits, pays nothing in taxes. It's making sure they pay. And that's what the bill that Senator King and I have, and that we've been talking about with Senator Sinema. So this is about making sure we get, in effect, a wealth tax, a minimum tax, a book tax on giant corporations, and then empower the IRS to go after the tax cheats.
And that was my question about corporations. I get what you're saying in terms of billionaires. But let me read you a quote from House Ways and Means Chairman Neal, talking about all this discussion about taxing the wealth. He writes, when you do rates, because he's in favor of raising the rates, when you do rates, they're efficient and they're easily implemented, unlike taxing this and taxing that. Rates are simple by nature. People understand them. Doesn't he have a point?
Look, rates are simple, but the problem is they don't reach what we need to reach. Raising the income tax rate does not reach Jeff Bezos. It is only when we look at Jeff Bezos' wealth and say, we've got to figure out a way to make him pay based on that we actually have him paying a fair share. Look, in America, we have said for a long, long time now, when you get richer, we're going to ask you to pay some money on that increase that you got. Only there's a distortion in that because we say on wealth, your wealth can grow and grow and grow, and we'll let you defer the taxes until some point way down the line when you actually sell the property. The problem with that is the billionaires have learned how to exploit that so that they pay virtually nothing year after year after year in taxes. So what we're saying is, hey, look, a tax on the billionaire's wealth and a tax on the billion-dollar corporations that are paying nothing. That helps us build, in effect, from the ground up and says everybody has to pay in this country to keep this country going.
And to your point, Senator Warren, as you were speaking, we put a graphic up that showed that there is overwhelming support to raising taxes on the wealthy. It's 71%. I have it somewhere on one of these sheets. Maybe we can put it back up again. What I found very interesting, there it is. Tax support for raising taxes on wealthiest 2% to pay for Build Back Better. All voters, 71%. 86% of Democrats support it. But what's surprising to me is that 50% of Republicans support raising taxes on the wealthiest 2%. Senator Warren, given where the conversation is right now, which is basically square where you have been, even when you were running for president, in terms of taxing the wealth, how likely is it that this, dare say, compromise in terms of raising revenue for Build Back Better will actually get the support of Senators Manchin and Sinema so that that Build Back Better can actually get done?
I think it's likely. I'm pushing hard, but the key is the American people get it. They get that the system is rigged. Teachers and nurses and firefighters are just tired of paying more in taxes than Jeff Bezos pays. This is one of those moments of reckoning. And the folks who have to be brought along are the folks sitting in Washington, the elected officials. And that's what I think we've got our toes right on the line to get done.
So what are your thoughts on taxing the rich? Should the rich be taxed? Let me know down in the comments below. Do they work really hard for the money? Should they be able to keep it? Should it be taxed to help out people who are struggling in our economy as well as our society? Let me know your thoughts on all that down in the comments below. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Tacey Anderson. Of course, premium is higher, so we get sugar honey iced tea for cola, David. Where are all the promises? Lower Medicare cost. Trump delivered lower insulin pricing. What had this administration done? Nothing. All they do is balance, seesaw, give and take away. Yeah, so the COLA may have increased, but it's really not much higher than the inflation rate. Inflation, I think, at the moment is at 5.4%. COLA is up to 5.9%. Inflation doesn't seem to be going down anytime soon. Pamela Edwards, are we going to get a stimulus check? At this point, it looks like there's more targeted stimulus checks going out. The ones that are officially going out, like teachers, some people getting hazard pay in certain states. Some first responders are getting stimulus checks. States are doing their own things. But in terms of a general stimulus check, it's not in any package yet. Candy Powell asks, how about retail workers? So retail workers doing a lot of hard work, probably work one of the hardest jobs there is. And for low pay as well. So at this point, I don't see any stimulus or help for retail workers. And then Debbie Lawson, what about nursing homes? They're around COVID every day. I agree. Nursing homes, people who work in nursing homes, nurses in general. My wife is a nurse. She's around it on a regular basis as well. Yeah, there should be some type of help, at least for everybody, especially people who are struggling. But unfortunately, nothing for nursing homes at this moment. And that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully brighten your day a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is a tip of the day. I want to tell you one of my favorite secrets. Adults don't know everything. So I don't too. I know I'm really smart, but I don't really know as much things. You don't know as much things, but we're all gonna learn. I promise. If you keep on working every day, I can. And we all can, and we can all be really smart. And we can all be really smart.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate the support. So I didn't get a chance to mention in the last video, but yeah, we are away for a couple days, staying by like the river, and we're trying to do some more kayaking and stuff. So the videos might be a little more random. So hopefully you could stick with me for the next couple days and we'll get it all sorted out back to normal. But this is a big week with a lot of different news, so I want to make sure I keep you updated on that. Hit the like button if you appreciate these updates. Subscribe if you want them more on a regular basis. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for watching.